Hey everyone, it's Kellen Brower from RacerX back again with another race examination video where today we're going to take a look back at Anaheim 2 as we head into the Glendale Triple Crown this weekend. Well, it started off in the 450 main event with Ken Roczen getting out front after getting around Shane McElrath early, but we're just going to jump right into the melee that ensued between himself and Jason Anderson. This was on lap 5 of the race as Anderson comes down the inside in the sand section and puts Kenny down on the ground. And we're going to talk about this a little bit and kind of offer some differing viewpoints. But Anderson, just up the inside of the sand, you can see that line was always going to lead him to the outside, so he just decided about halfway through the corner he's going to try to make that pass, and it's up to Kenny whether he wants to back out or not. But if we watch it again in slow motion as they come in here, yes, Ken Roczen does leave the door open, but the sand section was a little bit faster in the 250 main on the outside, and Roczen had led the race from the beginning, so he doesn't know the inside may be getting better. Anderson just comes down the inside and takes Kenny out, and after the race, Honda was obviously upset about the situation. They got Kenny and Anderson in the AMA hauler to discuss, but there was no penalty applied. But this rough racing has been a theme all season long, and it really doesn't seem like it's going to stop anytime soon. A little bit later on after this, though, Jason Anderson is in the lead of the race, and he's jumping this triple up onto the plateau. Eli Tomac following him in, but Anderson goes a little bit long, and Tomac was able to take over the lead from right there. I wanted you guys to hear what Anderson had to say about this.
Yeah, when he was behind me, honestly, I thought his bike was louder, so I thought he was catching me and doing that triple on before the whoops, and I don't even think he did. Did you do it? No, so I just went for it. And so I thought that's like what I needed to do, and first time I hit it, I over jumped it, and he got by, and then.
So I just wanted to leave that in because that's kind of funny that Anderson literally thought, because Tomac's bike was so loud, those Yamahas notorious for being a little bit louder when you're in front of them, and he just thought that Tomac was doing that triple up into the corner, so he thought he needed to do it as well, and lo and behold, he was making a mistake because of that situation. Cooper Webb had an awful night throughout the day and through the evening as he tips over while running in 7th place, battling with Justin Barcia, and then a lot of people had frustrations about Cooper Webb going around the whoops right here. So I wanted to bring up Rule 4.15I, where it says a rider leaving the course may continue to race by properly re-entering the track at the closest safe point to where the rider left the course without gaining an advantage. While off course, the rider may not accelerate in an unsafe manner as deemed by race direction. It also says it will be the duty of race direction to make the determination as whether the rider gained an advantage by leaving the race course and re-entering. So Webb, he does go around the whoops right here, but I wanted to actually go back to just a few moments before this. As he's picking his bike up, Dean Wilson there in the background is like a second and a half behind him, and we don't get to see it, but Webb actually rejoins the track a little bit later on with Wilson right on him at the end of it. So he didn't gain an advantage, but I can understand why people were frustrated because Webb probably should have gone through the whoops right there. In the end, they didn't give him a penalty. Back to Tomac out front, and it was kind of smooth sailing for the end of the race for him as he was able to pull out to about a 3-second gap on Jason Anderson, take his first win of 2022, the first win also on that Monster Energy Star Yamaha racing bike. So Tomac now leading the championship earlier than he ever has a race win in his back pocket, and heading to Glendale this weekend, a track that he has done very well at in the past. Looking good for Tomac. I want to remind everybody that this video is presented by OnX Off-Road. Know where to go with the #1 off-road GPS app. Access 500,000 plus miles of trails and roads, open dates, and public lands. Download the OnX Off-Road app today. Moving on to the 250 class, 4th round of the championship for them as well, and early in the main event, typical good start out of Vince Friese. He gets down the inside in the second corner to take the lead away as Michael Mosiman was trying to get it away from him, but Mosiman will have to settle in for second. Mosiman and Craig actually went a little bit back and forth through the next couple of corners, and that was a good fight between those two, but this Michael Mosiman pass for the lead just moments later. I think this is the next lap through, actually, when I think about it. I love everything about this pass, and here's why. First of all, the pass itself is a great pass, but Mosiman was behind Friese for most of their heat race, and was not able to pass him until Friese actually went down with the lead. So this is Mosiman getting around Friese early and getting out of there before Craig can get close enough to try to pass him back, because lo and behold, Craig just a few laps later was able to get around Vince Friese in the whoops to pass his way into second place, and he would actually start catching up to Michael Mosiman. Before you know it, got to the back end of him, and then the battle started between the two. Lasted for a couple corners. We thought it was going to last a bit longer, but great racecraft here by Craig. He just blocks Mosiman's line coming in here. Mosiman tries to fight back, but Craig just holds a shoulder up on the outside, gets around the outside, and would actually kind of take off with the lead a little bit from here. Mosiman tried to stay close, but fell a little bit back. Here's the big moment of the race in the 250 class, though. Friese trying to hold on for that podium, goes down in the whoops, and then gets clobbered by Joe Shimoda coming by in 5th place. Shimoda also went down, and he would get back up in 7th. Friese would not finish the race. Very unfortunate moment there for Vince Friese. And the second I saw this, it reminded me instantly Ricky Carmichael's crash in the whoops here in 1999 in Las Vegas. He gets up, gets clobbered by Greg Albertine the moment he stands up. Very similar situation there as Friese getting hit on the side of the helmet by Shimoda's fork and then eventually his foot peg, but Friese is going to be okay. He'll be back in Glendale this weekend. As for Craig, though, he took off with the win, as mentioned. It would be his third win in 4 rounds to start the season as he extends his championship lead. And similar to Tomac, we're heading to Glendale, where Craig has good vibes. He won his first career 250 main event at Glendale back in 2016. So this Triple Crown is looking to maybe shake some things up, or are we going to see more of the same as we head to Phoenix this weekend?